Regular viewers to this channel will know that one of the things I've been doing is reviewing old ski movies. You will also have noticed that I haven't reviewed an old ski movie in quite a while. And there's a pretty good reason for it. Hold on 1 second. God. Bienvenue and welcome to 150 Days of Winter. Hello. 7 screws, 1 plate. This is my VCR. And a while ago it decided to start eating tapes, which, you know, it's 30 years old. However, it started actually eating some of my Greg Stump videotapes, which is absolute sacrilege. So I thought it would be fun, because you know I repair stuff on this channel as well, phones, computers. Why don't I try and fix a 30-year-old VHS machine? It will have absolutely no value to the world. I doubt anyone else has got one of these machines, but I guess it'll be a bit of a laugh, bit fun. The young people who watch the channel will get to find out what a video cassette is, yeah, we can go from there, because hey, then I can start reviewing more ski movies. So why don't we go on? Okay, so those who are keeping track, this is a Mitsubishi HS-B70 VHS machine, which if I take off the top, sorry, you can see the innards. And this is, yeah, quite something to look at. I'm just going to go and take off one of these panels here so that we can actually see what is going on inside this machine. Okay, and if I remove this, we can then see the playhead, which is here. We can see all the other stuff that's going on. And I'm just about to go and put a VHS tape in here so we can actually see what happens to it when you stick it in. It is actually really quite interesting. Or maybe it's just me. It just involves removing a couple of clips around here, and basically it enables me to remove the front of this machine. To of course show you what's going on, I'm going to go and use a dummy tape, which I don't mind if it goes and chews up. Yeah, it looks in good condition. And of course I'm going to go and insert a tape. And immediately when you put a tape in, you'll notice it pulls the tape out and wraps it around where the reed head, which is just here. And then that goes all the way back and forth and back and forth and so on. If I was to go and push play right now, you can see that the record head starts to spin and the tape will ever so slowly wind round the tape. And immediately I've noticed while I was doing this that of course the tape here wasn't winding back properly. Had I let it run some more, it would have got really badly tangled up. If I now go and click eject, so that I want to actually remove this, the tape, I finally set it to eject, but as you can see from here, the tape is still wrapped around all the spools inside the machine. So of course if I was trying to pull it out completely, and I'm just going to actually jam that there, if I was trying to pull it out completely, you can see that it's going to be stuck around about there. And of course, as I pull this out, you can see that the tape is a little bit mangled. And in this case, now is we need to turn this over and look at the underside of this. We are now going to go and turn this bad boy over. I'm just going to do this and this guy. And we have two more screws here. We should now, here we go, be able to see the underside of where all the gubbins are. And the thing is, the out of all of this, okay, forget all of this is caused by this rubber band that is just there, which basically attaches this drive wheel to this, that changes its direction from forward to reverse. Now, you are going to ask me a question. How did you manage to find a replacement for it? Which is, I think, a perfectly valid question. Would you believe that on the internet you can still find the service manual for this 30-year-old VHS machine? And I would say yes. And it surprisingly took me a grand total of it took me about 15 minutes. And we're going to go and just pull this guy out there. And you can see that we have our drive belt. Went and got the service manual. In the back, there is an exploded diagram of the VHS machine. And everything has got a part number. I go and type that part number in, and voila, a new drive belt, which, as you can see, is ever so slightly smaller. But of course, it's small enough that it keeps a grip on that wheel very delicately, wanting to make sure, of course, that this thing stays flat, or even do it the other way if that makes it any easier. And so now that that is attached, all I need to do is put the two guards back over this, and we should be back and running. This goes on. I'm going to put this on. So we just need to go and stick this guy back in. And attach a few screws so that keeps this falling off. And we're going to go flip this back over again. Now, of course, the big test. We're going to go and put our VHS tape in. And so far everything looks good. I'm now going to go and click on play. And I can see here that the tape is running very nicely. It's not getting messed up. Tape head is running free. For the final test, we are going to go and click on eject. And voila, the tape is ejected absolutely perfectly. And I will now be able to go and watch vintage ski movies how they were meant to be watched, with bad tracking and everything like that. So there you go. New life given to a 30-year-old VHS machine, which has done me very well over the years, and all down to a 10-euro rubber band, which is surprising that that has lasted for 30 years. Anyway, and you know what I'm going to say, if you'd enjoyed this very pointless video, but I find it very amusing because looking at old tech, it reminds me, at least before we had things like phones and the like, that we had to deal with like tapes. When you rented these, by the way, you had to rewind them before you took them back to Blockbuster. But then you don't know about Blockbuster because you're too young to remember that. Anyway, if you'd enjoyed this video and the entirety of my channel, please subscribe, click the like button. If you are one of the people who have one of these machines, then leave me a comment down below. And on that note, I will see you all in the next video. Ciao.